My name is Heather Ising. I've been with Glantz for 8 years, and I am the Director of Inside Sales and Communications for Glantz. My favorite features are probably the analytics and the ability to get data out of the system. I like to be able to make decisions with data, so having the analytics has been really helpful to be able to look at customers and see which customers are doing very well versus customers that aren't. And we can also slice and dice the data, looking at it at branch levels or regional levels or account executive levels. I would say, so that's my perspective. For a salesperson using WPCRM, the Playmaker reports, where there's an AI component, and the AI component hands the salesperson tasks to do, as well as making a report that looks very polished to take into a customer. So it has all of the details. So that probably is the most, the favorite thing from a salesperson's perspective that I've heard. So our sales team, we have varying users, but I would say they use the business report or the Playmaker report before they go into a customer account. So definitely for our field sales, they are using that report to make themselves look really good in front of the customer. The inside sales team doesn't use the Playmaker report as much, but they use the account details, the analytics, the activities, and some of the pipeline flows in the opportunity segment more than the Playmaker report. So I work very closely with a few of your folks from WP. We have a reoccurring meeting, so when I have ideas, I can kind of keep track of them for implementation. Some of my ideas have made it into production, which is great, through some of your Shark Tank processes. And so yes, they listen very well. We work closely together. We brainstorm together. We look at my business, Glantz's business, and what is important to our business versus a cookie cutter approach where everybody gets the same thing. So we can really kind of dive into our process, which may be different than other distributors' processes. And your team has been very good at helping me identify, the needs and how WP can implement them, costs associated, et cetera. And time. And when we've needed something very quickly, they've really kind of come through in a pinch and helped us with that as well. So it's been a really good experience with your team. For a distributor, I would say WP works very well, maybe because of the integration with our ERP system. It could also be, it just kind of fits the distributor model because it was made for distributors. So whether it's looking at an account level that's assigned to an account manager, or it's looking at, dividing the company's business up into different components, whether it be product groups or a service level, or even equipment, larger dollar products, it just fits, and there's enough ability for an admin to kind of customize some of those areas to make it work in the distributor model. So I would say it's fairly easy to use, good team support from WP, and it just kind of fits. So when it comes to AI, we do have an interest in AI, and we are looking at it from an e-commerce standpoint so that it would hand our customers that use e-commerce other potential items to buy at the same, at checkout. So with that being said, if WP can do that as well, where it would hand our sales team information, they can be smarter about their sales calls. They can be smarter about what they're selling, maybe even an AI component to help with identifying pockets of margin that are missing or full categories that are missing. So yes, we definitely have an interest. We've started exploring that on the e-commerce side, the customer-facing side, and we would definitely have an interest on the WP side as well. As a sales manager, I start my day with CRM. So when I come into the office, I open CRM, I look at what has my team accomplished for whatever period of time I happen to be looking at. I also look as a company, how our company is performing. So that's kind of how I start my day. And then throughout the day, I can solve a lot of problems from a sales manager perspective with WP, whether it's looking at historicals, looking at a particular branch, looking at what is being sold the most. So I can solve a lot of problems with WP. From an admin perspective, I'd say I'm in there often building, creating, trying, testing. We are kind of a do this, see if it works, and shift. So WP allows me to do that. So I can kind of try things. If it doesn't work, we just shift and we, build a different field or build a different way. So I would say it kind of works both ways for an admin side or a technical side and for a sales manager side. So this is my second time at the WP conference, and I would say probably it's a great learning opportunity. I've learned some things that the tool does that I did not know that it is able to do. But I think just being with peers that are also using the tool and learning how they're using the system may be a little different than what we ever thought was possible. And making those connections is really it's a great takeaway. So when I leave here today from the conference, I will have business cards of resources of people I can contact when I get stuck. And see how they're doing things, not only from a WP perspective, but just from a business perspective. So it's been very helpful. Yes, I would definitely highly recommend WP in the distributor world or industry because of its ease of use, its ability to partner with the WP team to be able to implement and fairly easily. And bring data into the system and use the data to make decisions. So yes, I would highly recommend WP for a CRM tool.